Bruce, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Perfect,
Gotcha.
thank you.
Take on first, I guess. I'd like to call the October 14th Committee of the Whole meeting to order. Disclosure of pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof, either now or whenever during the meeting. We have a delegation. No, we don't. We have Committee of the Whole report and the Administration and Employee Relations. Strategic plan presentation from KPMG with Bruce Peever and Matt McLean. So you're free to go ahead whenever you're ready.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a pleasure to be in front of you again, even if it's virtually. And I hope you guys had a great summer and fall season. Hopefully, as well, it hasn't started to snow there like Calgary. With us tonight is my colleague Matt McLean, and Matt is going to run the slides for us, I think. So, Matt, if you want to put our deck up.
I just sent a request to share screen.
Okay. Great. So, Mr. Chairman, it's my pleasure to present the strategic plan tonight to Council. If you remember, it was almost a year ago that we came up to Atikokan and worked through the development of strategic directions with Council. And we have come full circle now, and we have a final document in front of you that my understanding is Council's had a chance to review and comment on. If we turn the page. So there are 5 strategic directions associated with the strategic plan. The first one is infrastructure. So Council wants to invest and modernize the town's infrastructure and reduce your infrastructure funding deficit at the same time as improving the state of municipal infrastructure throughout the town. Number 2 is around housing. So again, council wishes to improve the housing availability and accessibility to its citizens. And so you're going to facilitate the development of new housing in the community, which is going to improve access to housing for its citizens, as well as encourage future growth. Number 3 is about economic development, and council wishes to foster a vibrant and diverse economy. So you're going to focus on creating favorable economic conditions, and this will hopefully improve your fiscal position and spur a variety of employment opportunities for residents and businesses. Number 4 is all about the town administration and running a efficient and effective town hall. So you want to be acknowledged for outstanding governance through effective leadership, strong relationships with other levels of government, and professionalism by both council and staff. And finally, number 5, council wishes to create a strong sense of community pride. So you're going to build on the community pride that values its history, culture, and unique sense of place, which will in turn foster strong local identity and community engagement. So council, those are your 5 strategic directions that were developed last year. If we turn the page. And then for each strategic direction, there are initiatives that staff will undertake. And the first one around the strategic direction 1 is to conduct an infrastructure assessment and develop a prioritization plan. If we turn the page again. And you can see here, this is a prioritization framework which we provided to staff as part of our project. Number 2, the strategic direction around housing. So there are 2 initiatives here. Conduct a housing needs assessment, right? And as well as explore opportunities for the diversification of the town's housing stock. Okay, we turn the page. Strategic direction number 3 is, if you remember, it involves economic development. So there are 2 initiatives. One is to strengthen community partnerships to support economic development, and the other one is to develop an economic strategy to leverage increased investment in population related to future opportunities in the region. This is in partnership with the Atikokan Economic Development Corporation. All right. In terms of strategic direction number 4 and town administration, so there are 2 initiatives here. One is to adopt financial policies and principles, and the other one is to establish KPIs for each of the town departments. And then finally, number 3 is to optimize your organizational structure and formalize succession planning. We provided in the strategic plan some draft financial policies and principles for the town to consider, and you're open to amending these to meet the needs of your community. As well as we've given you some key performance indicators or KPIs and some suggested targets. But again, you are welcome to amend these to reflect the unique nature of your municipality. As well, in preparing the KPIs, we spent some time with your staff to talk about implementing and tracking KPIs. And so we've included this brief summary here on leading practices. And finally, the last strategic direction around community pride, where the strategic initiative associated with this direction is to develop and implement a public communications approach. So I believe, Matt, that is all. So, Mr. Chairman, I'd be pleased to take any questions from yourself or council and staff on this strategic plan.
CEO Young.
Bruce, I'm going to put you on the spot. You guys have done many strategic plans for communities of all sizes. I wonder if you or maybe Matt, I know Ann couldn't be with us, but you've met with a lot of our community groups. You've had discussions with members of those organizations, staff, elected officials. I'm curious if you could sum it all up from your viewpoint. Anything about our community, what you see, you know, the roadmap that we now have to work towards. If you wouldn't mind just giving us kind of some comments on the whole process. And before I end there, I do want to thank you and your team for working with us. I know at times it was painful to get everyone together and get going, but we did, and it was a long haul, and appreciate the work that you and your team have done. But I'm just wondering if you can provide some thoughts to that, please.
Sure. Thank you, Jason. The experience we had with Atikokan was great. I especially enjoyed visiting Atikokan, and I do regret not getting up there this summer to go walleye fishing. That said, to your question, Jason, you know, Atikokan quite clearly represents a lot of municipalities in Ontario, particularly in Northern Ontario, with the strategic directions that Council has chosen. These are all issues municipalities in the province and Northern Ontario are dealing with. And it's to council's credit that they were able to identify them and put some structure to these issues and a game plan together so that they can address them. What is unique, I have to mention, is the strategic direction around community pride. The fact that council identified community pride as not as an issue, but as an objective, as a goal for the municipality, speaks to the already existing sense of community that Atikokan has. And the fact that you want to really focus in on it and make it a true priority for council suggests that, you know, you're already halfway there. So I hope that is able to answer your questions, Jason.
That's good. Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it.
Anybody else? Any questions?
And final thoughts. So I guess for council, we will look to adopt, I'm looking to our clerk, we will look to accept the strategic plan at the next council meeting. Yes, so at the next council meeting, we will ask council to formally accept the plan. At that point, it becomes a living document that we will utilize when we can. We'll, you know, there's a lot of work that needs to be done before a lot of these things can be implemented, but it's sort of that North Star that we look to make sure that the decisions we are making are kind of in line with the thoughts that you guys have done. So appreciate everybody's input through this process. Hopefully you're satisfied with the document that you have. We do appreciate FedNor's assistance in funding this project, and we'll try and put to good use over the next bit. Thank you.
Councillor Shine.
Thank you, Chair Stimson. My question is for our CEO. Do you have a timeline for when we're going to start developing what they have brought forward and when we're going to be able to start implementing them? Or is it going to be
So a lot,
a year?
No, a lot of it we're already doing, right? But a lot of it we do not have the resources to do right now, and I won't lie to you. I mean, there's certain things that we're just not there yet, right? So if we can put the resources in place, then we know, you know, this is where we're working towards it. And like I said, some of the stuff is already integrated in the things that we're doing, but we've got to clean up our house before we you know, look to the future sort of thing, right? So we're kind of in that mode right now, trying to get that accomplished.
And do you have a timeline for when we can expect a report on how you're trying to accomplish that?
I mean, I think we can certainly work into, I don't want to lock down a time around because I don't know, right? But I think that whenever council is looking for updates towards specifically, you know, our work on this in the service delivery review, it's a matter of, you know, requesting that, and we can provide those updates. I will try and work them into the monthly CAO updates, right? So if we can kind of connect them, we'll include them as well.
So anything that we think we should be addressing to you, and then you can see if it's going to be available to us in your monthly updates?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, if there's anything in there that you think is happening or should be happening, or if there's something that is going to be taking place that you think connects to it, certainly, you know, provide me that information and we can try and connect the dots and report on that. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Chair. Jason, will all council be getting a hard copy of this?
You do have in your email, but if you want to print it out, we can certainly do that as well. Yeah.
Mayor Ferguson.
Thank you, Chair Stimson. Just a comment. I don't know if we need an update. My feeling is on every month. I think you know, I think a quarterly update on where we stand on these things is because we run the risk of, you know, coming in and, you know, nothing to report if we try to go every month. So I think it's to give people an opportunity to do their jobs, but also in doing their jobs, I think they're working towards this plan as well. So I think maybe when, you know, as they're doing their jobs, they can tell us how that ties into the strategic plan and give us an update. And again, the time frame isn't static. It's but I'm thinking quarterly would be more realistic.
Thank you. Yeah.
Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Chair Stimson. Mayor Ferguson, you're not referencing to the CAO's monthly report, are you? Making it quarterly?
No, my apologies if I'm not, wasn't clear. This is a report on the strategic plan and the implementation of the strategic plan. But yes, I think we all like the monthly update, and I'm gonna say that, keep that monthly, but I think running the risk of, just nothing to report, I think if we did a quarterly, we would have more impact on how we're moving forward on the strategic plan.
Anybody else? If not, thank you, Bruce, and KPMG for all the work you did on this. And now I guess it's up to us to put it into good practice. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Council. Have a good night.
Yeah.
You too.
Nice
Bye-bye.
to see you again, Bruce. Take care.
Pleasure.
Okay, we'll move on now to the Finance Committee for the Council R&E for September.
Okay, so you have the R&E. Are there any questions?
I have one. Villard has been dumping, bringing their sewage here for a while now. I'm just wondering, where in the finances is that? I looked and I couldn't see anything that said Villard sewage or something, so that we can see just how much they're bringing in and how much it's making us.
Well, this is a combined, a condensed version of our account, so you wouldn't be able to individually see.
Would it be possible that we could get that, plus the, when the Steep Rock rehabilitation starts, a line for the large sewage and a line for tipping fees for that? I'd appreciate that, so we could just see what we're making from this.
Well, that would be included in the whole line with all of the other tipping fees and that sort of thing. So if you wanted a specific report with those.
I think myself, I would like a specific Steep Rock rehab tipping fees and a separate line for the large sewage, so we can just see what this Waukegan line is actually giving us for income.
So the Ballard sewage hauling, I can speak to that one pretty easily. As of a couple weeks ago, we were about $73,000.
Okay. But will we be able to get that on a line, separate line in this financial thing?
Well, so it would be under water other, but that also includes everything else that is water other.
Oh,
so it won't be.
There's no way we can get us.
It would have to be a separate report.
Okay, could we get that then? Just on the two things? Yeah. Once the rehabilitation program starts up at Steep Rock, get a report on just 2 seconds to say the tipping fees from that for this month were this, and the sewage for this month was this. CAO Young.
Maybe we could work that into the monthly report. So instead of its own like 2 separate reports, then maybe we could do two lines within that report that would give you guys. If you want it monthly, then I would suggest just include it in our report, our update.
In your update.
Yeah.
Okay, like that'd be great too. Thank you.
Versus 2 separate reports.
Yeah. Any other questions on the finances? Okay.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Chair Simpson. Just a question, are we still online for 2023 audit review in November?
Yes. The only issue, so the auditors came and did their field work. They left early. They're good to go. Like they got it done quicker than they did the prior year. The difference this year is the Public Sector Accounting Board implemented changes for 2023 on asset retirement obligations. So we have to look at all of our inventory of properties, fuel tanks, a whole bunch of stuff, and look at whether or not there's asbestos, It's kind of like the landfill, how every year we book a liability for the landfill for remediation in the future when at some point we're gonna have to close it. We allocate for that now. Well, we'll now have to do that for all these other properties and that sort of thing. So that is what is gonna be causing, because they'd probably have it almost finished right now if it wasn't for that. So that is, so as long as that goes as smooth as possible and we can find all the information we need, then yes, it should be still in November.
Oh, Treasurer Coulson, I just have one more. Line 4470 says dam repair. Is that the Mud Lake Dam? Oh, okay, thank you. Taylor answered that for me. Oh, Councillor Lyons.
Thank you, Chair Stimpson. A question for Treasurer Coulson. Going back to the audit for 2023, is that information that we would have currently in our asset management plan?
Not to that detail.
Okay.
So I have to look at all the building condition assessments we have on all our buildings and basically just have to track down as much information I can for fuel tanks and then if there is asbestos or issues, then we have to use a formula to calculate the future remediation and that sort of thing. So
is that some information that once we acquire it should be included in the asset management plan for?
It already would be. So those building condition assessments and that would have been used when we did the asset management plan, but the asset management plan doesn't go into detail about every single individual building and that sort of thing. It's more of a general overview.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions? Thank you, Treasurer Coulson. I guess we can now move on to the community services, the golf cart compound expansion tender. Report, we got you, Jason?
Yep,
Yep.
so,
Or CAO Young.
as everyone knows, the plan was to expand our compound. This year, every single spot was rented, so we are at full capacity and felt it was need to expand the compound. So we're looking at, I don't have the exact number yet because we also want to make it a little more spacious so it's not so tight in there. But I think we're going to try and create at least 30 more spots, which will give us an opportunity to increase our revenue and then have room for growth as well. So we put an expression out there. We had one local firm put a bid in. Like I said, it's a bit more than what was originally put, but that number was done a while ago, so I'm not overly surprised that the amount is a little higher than that, but we certainly have room within the budget to be able to do that. So the intention is to have it done by the end of November. So unless council has any questions, we'd like to pass this, award this tender, and we're shooting to have all of the carts out of the compound by the 27th. The course technically closed on Friday. They are doing some spraying and some final stuff. I know the kids have a race there tomorrow, so kind of end of year stuff. And then our greenskeeper is going to be getting everything ready to shut down for the winter, and we'll have the compound done before the end of the year, and then be ready for a good season next year.
Councillor Shine.
Thank you, Chair Stimson. CAO Young, will this interfere with parking there where you're going to expand? Because I'm assuming you're coming out from where it currently is?
Yeah, we're fortunate enough that there's a lot of parking there. We weren't going as far as I had originally thought that we needed to, just when we started looking at how many spaces. So it will just extend about, I think it's maybe 40 feet that way. So it will take up a bit of the parking lot, but I don't think to a point where it'll cause like congestion, because you can still park down the Little Falls Road in that, right? So it should be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I guess that will wrap up the meeting. So I now declare the meeting adjourned, and we'll take a 5-minute break between now and the next one.